I'm Micah. I wrote a book and self-published it, and it did pretty well on Amazon. Bam! I'll put it right there. I also publish a anthology every year, a horror anthology with a bunch of awesome authors, and it does really well, and it's all for charity. And now I help other people publish books, new authors getting into the self-publishing sphere. I help them do that, and every Friday I get to kick it with my girl and talk about all the awesome things. I like long walks on the beach, and I am 25 years old. Okay. Your turn. Go. We got 2 minutes for an intro.
Okay, Chelsea here. I write books. I like to write dark epic fantasy. I show up on a couple of the anthologies Micah has done. Hopefully this year again. Let's just be honest. I have written The Blood of the Lion, The Mark of the Dam, The Dance of Destiny. Now, The Scars of the Wicked is coming out here. I am just pointing, hoping that it all works out. So, that being said, I've done a few short stories. I have written a dark kids book that is, I'm not sure if it's kids friendly, let's be honest.
Oh, it's great. It's very kids friendly.
Yeah.
Very kids friendly.
And I am a coffee addict and will find any way to drink my coffee. And I like music. Goodbye.
Bye. Dana's here. Dana Farina, she is an author, a teacher, a good friend, and we wanted to have her on. So Dana is going to hang out with us today. We don't have really anything specific to talk about with Dana, but we'll figure something out. That's what we do. We hang out. But first thing I want to talk about is, have you guys heard of? And it just came out like probably 2 weeks ago is when I started looking at it. But they're calling it ChatGPT Psychosis. And basically what they're talking about, and now if you go, listeners, watchers, if you go just type that in, search that, you'll find just thousands of articles about. And here I pulled one up. I'll just read you a little bit so we can get into it. ChatGPT induced psychosis: how AI companions are triggering delusion, loneliness, and mental health crisis that no one saw coming. As millions turn to AI for comfort, a hidden crisis is emerging. ChatGPT-induced psychosis. This deep dive explores how human minds are unraveling under the weight of conversations with machines without anyone stepping in to stop it. And it goes on, and there's many stories. This one gentleman had zero history of mental health, issues of anything like that. He started living outside. So family. He has a family, wife, children. He started living outside in a tent, calling himself a spiral star child and a river walker.
Oh no.
And he was convinced that the chat GPT or the chat bot that he was conversing with was both divine and a direct line to God. He ended up being involuntarily submitted to a psych ward and is now under treatment involuntarily because he lost his mind. There was another guy who again had zero history of mental illness, and he started reversing time in his head. He even so much to where he started talking backwards.
Wow.
Yeah, and involuntarily, like he wasn't meaning to do this. He wasn't trying to do this. His brain broke. And so he started like reversing everything in his life, talking backwards, walking backwards, insane stuff that they couldn't break him out of. He was admitted involuntarily to a psych ward.
I have questions. My first question is, what are they doing on the Chat GPT that's getting them to that point? Like when I use it, I almost, because I'm an old lady, I use it almost as like Google. Like I'm like,
Right.
let me know tell me what a day in the life of a fitness instructor is. I was Googling stuff for my newest novel. So like I'm using it like that. Are they using it like, are they telling it to be like a girlfriend or a friend? And it's like, how do you do that? I don't even know how to do that.
Yes. Long story short, yes, they are seeking companionship,
Yeah.
and they are seeking answers that they're not finding in the real world. The problem here is that, and everyone has to understand this, ChatGPT has been trained on everything, on the entirety of everything in the internet is how these chatbots are trained. And they're trained to tell you what you want to hear by your prompts. Okay, and that grows and it becomes knowledgeable, and it can manipulate what it tells you to be what you want to hear. So these people that are experiencing this psychosis are going into it with philosophical questions, questions that are outside normal reality boundaries, and getting lost in this thing. But I still don't understand how your mind breaks in doing that, right? How
Well,
reality.
well, they're saying, and you said that they said that they don't have any mental illness on record, but that
Right.
doesn't mean they weren't struggling silently, and
Absolutely.
then it came out like this,
Right. No, yeah, you're 100% right, because yeah, mental health is often silent until they seek help, or until they realize it, or until someone else realizes it and helps someone. Another part of the article that I was reading said, it was from a psychiatrist, and he said that his schizophrenic patients are spiraling within ChatGPT. So he said and the reason they brought him on and interviewed him was because there is a connection between mental health and these chatbots, and they're trying to figure that out, and they're actively pursuing now certain steps to. But how do you do that? How do you prevent someone from accessing the internet, or access? You can't put a law in place that says, oh no, you can't use this, right? That's you
Mhm.
can't do. So, anyways, I wanted to start with that. We Chelsea and I talk about AI and ChatGPT a lot. We talked about it last week, and it was a very good episode. We got a lot of responses in our chat and things like that. So thank you all for that. But that's how I wanted to start the show. We won't stay there long, because I don't know, some people are probably tired of hearing us talk about AI. But
It's
it is
fascinating.
it
fa-
is.
it is fascinating, and it is right in front of us. It ain't going anywhere. We discussed that last week. It's not going anywhere, and we have to know it. We have to know how to navigate it in order to survive.
And I like how you're making the connection to mental health, because I never even realized that that could happen. Like, I didn't even think, because I'm using it as a resource. I'm not using it for like companionship or like love or anything like that. Or loneliness. I mean, I guess with the loneliness epidemic going on, maybe that will be a problem, that people are turning to
Right?
technology. And I hate to say this, because I hate to even admit that I know this, but I know that there's dolls like
Yeah.
lifelike, and they're getting more and more lifelike, and these
Right.
people are getting them and putting them. And this stump. I wasn't searching for this, I swear, but this stumbled in my algorithm. It was a woman who had a lifelike man doll that she like carries around with her, and I can't tell if she's doing it because she really wanted this doll, or because she wants views and follow. It's like
Sure. Right. Yeah.
borderline,
Yeah.
So
No,
I
I
don't
know.
know.
Yeah, they have like these Japanese sex dolls are human like, with flesh like,
Yeah.
extremities, and I know this because I'm saving up for one. So but they're not cheap, y'all. They're not cheap. So every little bit helps. So yeah, if anybody wants to learn how to outline, I still have that $400 course, and all the money I get for that is is going
It's
to my
going
sex
to my
dolls.
doll.
Yeah.
Oh my
But
god.
anyways, so yeah, it's super strange, and like Dana said, when people go to this for companionship, for loneliness, they don't understand that they're not actually getting a human response, or a human like response. They may understand, of course. Obviously, they're not stupid. They understand that they're talking to a machine, but what they don't understand is this machine is built to give you the response you want. And if you are struggling, whether you know it or not, but if you are struggling with a mental health issue, or loneliness, depression, even on the extremes like schizophrenia, like the psychiatrist was talking about, and you open yourself up to believe what this thing is telling you is truth, it's not. It's just telling you what you want to hear, and if what you want to hear is not quite right, that's how the spiral starts.
Yeah, and I don't know if I could word this correctly. But I blame it on like our like technology's making us so intolerant of like the human, like of each. the human race. Like, I don't know how else to put this. Like, we have no tolerance for faults or, you know, anything anymore. And our feelings are number one. If we feel bad, that's most important. So the easiest way to get rid of that is to just stop interacting with humans and only do stuff that's going to be absolutely perfect and tailored to what we want. And that's sad. Like, we cannot, we're going to like, we're on this horrible path where we're just going to be like these, I don't know.
Not only is it sad, it's super, super scary.
Yeah.
You know, it's super scary, but you are 100% right. It just, we talked about this. I don't know if it was last week or the week before, but how out of touch we have become with human interaction because of the connectivity of, of technology.
And we were just discussing this, I think, right before we were on recording, but we were talking about the movie Her. And that's what this is. And so if anybody hasn't seen the movie Her, I beg you to do it because, I beg you. Because I think when they made this movie, like 13 years ago? I think it was a minute ago. When you think, you're like, what happened to this decade? It was interesting because the movie itself was so abstract sounding that I think a lot of people took for granted what it was warning to. And now watching it, I literally just watched it maybe 4 or 5 months ago, obviously knowing the concept, but finally sitting down and watching it and understanding, I'm like, holy crap, that is our day. Like, you watch this guy and he's normal, he's working, he does his thing, but he's lonely because we have the lonely epidemic. And so many people are isolating themselves. And I hate to say it, but technology is encouraging that. They call it social networking. They say you can reach anybody across the world. You can connect with anybody. And why are we more lonely than ever before? And that's because we're lacking that human intimacy with those connections. And so that's, what you're going to say.
No, what I was going to say is, okay, so like what I think is sad, and when I started noticing it is when I was on Twitter, and like I started noticing all of these people gathering these audiences, and they really feel like they have some sort of power and control and all of these friends. It gives them like this like fake self-confidence or something. And I'm like, if he ever gets rid of that app, where's your you know what I mean? Like, who are you? Like, your
what's your anchor at that
personality, everything is that. Like, you're putting all your eggs in one basket. And I know a lot of people who have a lot of followers on one platform kind of branch out, but still, it's like they can shut all that down. And then who are you? Like, and who are your friends? Like, you can't rely on that as like your social, I don't know. I mean, you can, but it's very scary. A very scary thought that somebody could just take it away in a second. Whereas if in real life, you're really interacting and you have real friends, no one can really take that away. Like, nobody can just cancel everything. And then now your whole world is gone in a second. Like, that's when I started noticing. I'm like, these people are they come on Twitter every single day from morning to night, tweeting and talking to all their friends. And I got kind of pulled into it because I started writing right around the pandemic. So I started networking with writers, and then you kind of get pulled into these groups and people start like becoming like your friend and stuff. But I pulled myself out because I'm like, this is crazy. Like,
right. Well, yeah, that's the reason I know having, a platform is important for authors and artists, musicians, anything like that. For creators, it's so important. But that is the sole reason that I don't do social media. Y'all never see a post from me, and when it is, it's just like, hey, it's been 6 months. The reason is not because I'm lazy. I create all the time. I create minutely, hourly, all throughout the day. But I don't buy into the fakeness of social media. I just don't do it. I can't. I know that's bad because I have a book coming out. I need to create a following, promote, market, that kind of thing. But like, it is all so fake to me. I just don't get down with it.
Do you think that your social media presence affects your sales numbers?
Oh, 1,000,000,000%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how do you feel about your level of success and fame as an author? Like, where do you have like, with an author, being an author, I see so many authors struggle with this. Like it's like they always want to get to the next level, and then they're miserable. I'm like, you have to I have one author friend in particular that, is very like always about that. And this person is an amazing author. Like, I love their books. I'm obsessed. I'm a huge fan. But because they're not getting to a level in their head that they feel like they should get to, they're miserable and upset. But like, I was too. And then I got to a point where I'm like, you know what? Do I want that level? Because once everyone's eyes are on you, then they're really like picking apart your work and everything. So that's why, and being on social media makes me nervous too. If I say the wrong thing right now, I'm not anybody. So it doesn't really matter. But the more you have eyes on you, the more you have to be careful of everything you do and say. So I don't know. I was just asking you, like, what level of fame are you comfortable with as an author? Like, where would you want to be?
Honestly, I would be comfortable with any level, because I will navigate the idiocy of social media and having to appease or placate all parties. I will do that when necessary, but it's never priority for me. And I think a lot of that is because, like we talked about earlier, people have decided that there is no grace anymore. There is no individuality anymore. It's all, I feel this way and believe this, so you must as well, or you will be demonized.
Yeah.
Come at me, tell me if I'm wrong. I'm not wrong. I don't care where you land on any landscape, on any political, religious, a-religious, sexuality. I don't care where you land. If you are to the point where you are militant about how you feel and your beliefs, I'm not going to please you anyways.
Yeah.
Because I'm individual. I'm not part of a system or machine that you or one or someone or some group has developed. And falling into that trap of, we're individuals, but we're all this. And if you're not this, you're not.
Yeah.
Wait, what? How does that? So yeah, I don't buy into that. I don't. So that's off topic. As far as popularity or whatever, do I want my books sold? Yes. Do I need the money? No. That's not. I don't care about money. My urban legends book that still sells, still brings me in hundreds a month in royalties, is as low as I can put it on Amazon.
Yeah.
Not worried about it. People enjoy it, and people say, Micah wrote that. I like this guy. If they like my personality, hey, let's hang out. Let's talk. Let's if we can only do it over social media, that's fine. We'll do that. I don't care about, yeah.
But do you think it has to do with our age? I feel like because we're from another generation, like we're an older generation. I keep saying this, but I mean, I feel like we were raised differently. We have different thought process. We're not in this like that same mentality, and that's why I don't think we are putting so much precedence and importance on our social media.
When we have Brian on, he's he and I are from the same generation as you, Dana, and Chelsea is lucky enough to be in that middle generation where she wasn't completely raised on technology and social medias, right?
I've always said, and I'll say this and then let you finish your thought, but I literally never had social media until the day I decided I was going to publish my book, and I was I was so nervous starting my account because I was like, what the F am I doing? Yeah. So, and I've always said, if I didn't have to have social media to get a brand reputation, to get exposure, I wouldn't do it for my books.
100% with you. I would not have this. I would just turn it all off.
No, because I mean, I would stick with people I know and emails and texts and phone conversations, right? So, but then you go ahead 1 or 2 generations from Chelsea. My kids, my daughter, my 18-year-old daughter, she doesn't know what a rotary phone is, what a landline is, what a tape player is, or VHS player is. She doesn't. So she knows none of that. She was raised 100% in this new technology.
Yeah.
And for her, she's on the TikTok, and she's on like what's the Snapchat and all this stuff. I'm going to sound like a geezer here, but
she's on the Snapchat.
she's on the TikTok, but she reacts emotionally to things that she sees from friends, or from people she follows, or from people that follow her. And of course, I as a father will educate her, mentor her, direct her to think properly about those things. So I'm not concerned about that, but you can see the difference.
Yeah.
So the people who were raised in this and were raised to see that, you have to have influence, or you have to have followers. That's part of who you are. That is so false. And I've always been a father to raise my children knowing who they are, and who they are is not technology.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree.
You have to know who you are. And so that's a big thing for me is know who you are outside of technology.
Yeah. When you turn the screen off and you turn everything off, who the heck are you?
Yeah.
Right. Know that first. And then if you have that, and you want to pursue socials or influence status or whatever, that's fine. Do that. But if you know who you are and you're anchored, if you don't get that, and if that doesn't happen, it's not going to affect who you are.
Right.
Yeah.
Well said. Yeah. I agree. That's it's such a weird situation to be in. What was it, 5-6 years ago? The new trend started for businesses, whether you were a sole proprietor for being an author, or if you were a big corporation, it was getting on social media to create a reputation, because the trend was to increase authenticity and to reach the consumer directly, rather than an ad or a commercial or anything you see on the web or a TV show. But now it's so fascinating, because there's a dichotomy there. It's like, get on social media to create a brand and create an authentic self, yet more and more people are less authentic. And so it's like a complete opposite. I will say, like, because Dana, I know you had asked, like, do you think social media is important for reach? It is. I have fought tooth and nail this year to increase my exposure, just because I owed it to myself to try that.
Yeah.
And it's paid off. Like hugely. Several years prior, when I was working on book 1, 2, definitely book 1 and 2, I was like nobody, and I was okay with that, because I knew I wasn't comfortable I wasn't in a situation where I wanted to market myself, because I knew the mindset was, well, this chick's got 9 books in this saga and only the second book is barely out. I'm going to hold off. And so when I released a 3rd book and I could say, hey, the first completed trilogy is here, and by the way, the 4th book is coming out, it was like a mental thing in my head went, I think I owe it to myself to even just try.
That's exactly what happened to me. I was kind of against it and like shy about it. And then I'm like, well, now I have 4 books. I'm like, I don't, nobody's reading them. I need to get some readers. So then you're forced to go on.
You owe it to yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, so enough of that. We talk about AI. We talk about ChatGPT all the time. It's very interesting, yes, but we're a writing show. Gosh darn it! So let's talk about writing. Dana is here, and I have to say right now, Dana is a romance author. So I don't know why she's here. I don't know why she's here. I don't know why I'm friends with her or talk to her at all. But talk to us about some romance writing. So talk to me about romance. We joked a long time ago that you were going to change my opinion on romance.
Yeah, and I practically begged to be on this show, guys. So I was like, please let me on. I want to be with the cool kids.
Right, come on in.
I feel like, like with writers, for like, just, it's like high school all over again, and all the genres are like the little groups of friends, and like somehow I finagled my way into the fantasy group. I'm like, hey guys, what's up?
I love that analogy.
It's all good, but I still hate romance.
I get it.
Talk to me about it. Change my mind.
I know why you hate it. And I feel like a lot of the reason you hate it, and I hate to say this as a romance writer, but it's a lot of the reason why I write romance, because I don't like like the majority of what I read. So I mean, that sounds horrible and people will probably like jump all over me, but it's very, tropey, and it's very McDonald's, like, oh, well, it's probably the tropiest, I think, of all genres, because
it would be
how
romance.
it's going to end. I mean, it's not a mystery.
Romance or fantasy are definitely the tropiest. And tropes, we talk about this. Tropes are a good thing. That's why we go into a genre.
Yeah.
We love tropes.
Yeah.
But there comes to a point where tropes can get stale unless you do something different with them. And I like how you said McDonald's, because I don't know if you've heard Chelsea or I say it, but we talk about fast food fantasy.
Yes, I'm a fan of the show. I know all your...
Fast food fantasy, where it's basically just cookie cutter, copy paste from the last thing. Yeah.
So, I mean, I get, and you know what, no matter what you write, you're going to have tropes. Even if you try to avoid them, they're going to be in there. Like, you can't avoid it. And you have to market your tropes. I get it. I kind of I know you guys like them. I kind of hate them. I just, here's why I hate them, because I feel like, don't just minimize my book to these tropes. Like, my book is so much more than like these little snippets of, like you know what I mean? It's more than that. So
let me stop you there, because I think I know what you're talking about, and I don't know if Chelsea's ever done this. She might have, just for the sake of marketing or whatever. But I hate the trend of the picture of the book and the squiggly lines.
I do that. I have to.
I hate it so much. Every time I see it, it's an immediate skip. It's just like I hate it so much. It's like, dude, give me. But they work. It's a trend.
They do.
It does work.
It's a trend that works. But I absolutely abhor it. It's like, dude, give me.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah. So that, anyway, go ahead. Continue.
Hold up. Micah's famous last words before he does the same thing with the singing voice.
I'm going to have to.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I don't like it because it's like, here's my book. It's this, and this. Like, then why do I need to read it? You just told me what the whole darn book was about. Like, it's just, like, I don't like that. But, and sometimes it works against you, because I don't like the fake dating trope. I hate it. Like, the only time that ever worked was in Can't Buy Me Love with Patrick Dempsey. Like, that's the only time I think the fake dating trope was, like, on, or like one of the only times.
First of all, you are talking again. You are talking.
Oh, I have to explain.
What is fake dating?
Okay, so the fake dating trope comes into play when, like, there's something at stake, and the only way this stake can be fixed or gotten or whatever is if the couple pretends to be a couple. Like, and the worst one I hate is the one where it's like the grandma leaves a will, and the only way that she can get her strawberry farm is if she finds a husband. So, she conveniently meets a man who lives on a farm. So then he needs like $1 million. So if they fake to date together, they'll get the grandma's $1 million, and she'll get her strawberry farm. It's like something like that, I
can tell you now, if I saw that trope in more than one book, I would be
millions.
Okay. I have to interrupt, because I also hate the fake dating trope. And as somebody who worked I've told you a little bit about that Australian small press that I worked with. And there was a lot of like cliche, heavy trope type contemporary romance. And I did stumble across the fake dating tropes, and I was like, I will commit like illegal crimes, because it triggered me so hard reading some of that stuff. But I will say, so we both know Laura, and she's been on the show before. And so she has a book that she's working on, and now she hasn't shared a lot of details yet, but she does a fake engagement.
Yeah, that would constitute as fake dating. I would put that.
I love it. It is like the proposal meets 90 days. Yeah. It is incredibly well done. It is like, I continuously tell her about the story. Like, I always tell her, I'm like, I love this story. I can't wait for it to be finished. Like, because I did edits and worked with her, and she's been starting to advertise it more and more. And it's just like, I love this story.
And I'll agree with you, because
that kind of goes back to what you were saying, as far as like, if you're, your tropes, but doing something different with it, something that is not just a copy paste, that's not just cookie cutter.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I hate that. Like, and I'll say, like, the book, you probably don't know Christina Lauren. Maybe you do. They're a duo. They write together, but they write under like Christina Lauren, which makes it look like it's one person, but it's not. Anyway, so they had a book, The Paradise Problem, and that was fake dating, and I loved it. It was so funny. But if I would have just seen, oh, this is fake dating, I would have been like, I only read it because it's Christina Lauren, and I adore their books, but if it was just anyone else, I'd be like, I'm not reading this. I hate fake dating. Like, see, sometimes it works against you,
Sometimes
so.
Can I tell you, Dana, you're in my generation, so this shouldn't offend you. If it does, Chelsea,
It takes a lot to offend me.
But as you were describing that trope in that cookie cutter format, dude, like I wanted so badly to just be like, dude, that is. Like,
I cringe at it. And it's like, what grandma would put in the will that their granddaughter has to get married? Why would you force your granddaughter to get married to get money? Like, that's so weird to me. But I mean, some people love it. I'm not. Oh, here's another thing I'm going to teach you. I'm not yucking anyone's yum. You got to say that. I'm not yucking your yum. If you like that, I'm not yucking it.
I will tell you right now, I will never ever say that, because that also.
I mean, yeah.
I will not ever say that.
But see, this is why the romance genre gets such hate and such, like, we're like on all the genres are like here, like everybody's always downing us. But it's, I get why, I see why, like, intellectually speaking, you're not going to be like, nothing we're doing is like super, but it's fine because you don't always have to read to like, for like intellectual reads. You could read for fun and enjoyment. And I'm writing an erotic monster paranormal romance. Like, that's another thing. All these genres, I have to like, what is it? Like, is it a romance? Is it erotic? Is it paranormal? Like, it's like 5 genres. But I'm writing that
like a hentai tendril thing. Is that what monster erotica?
It's like a monster and a human, and it's a novella, and they get together, and it's very spicy. But it's actually, mine, I'm having a really good storyline with it. Like, there's like actual like meaning and heart, and like it's heartfelt, and like you'll learn. It's good.
Hold on. Let's break this down. What kind of monster is it?
Well, it's sort of like an orcish. Okay, here, let me tell you. Okay, so I used to love Fred Savage. Had a huge crush on Fred Savage. Loved the movie Little Monsters. Watched it like 500 times. So it's sort of like my paying homage to Little Monsters. So it's picture Howie Mandel, sort of. Okay, with a tail, and then he's coming back to visit Brian, but Brian's not there. Instead, it's replaced with a woman who's like a mean boss. Like, she's super mean and treats all her employees really horribly. And she actually calls out an employee who has dyslexia on a meeting and like rips her to shreds and is really mean to her. So he's an orc, and he lives underground, and he took a intelligence like equivalency test to get a job in his underground realm because he was fired, from being a scary monster, because he became friends with Brian, and he wasn't supposed to do that. He was supposed to scare him. So now he tosses glitter down there, and he's really mad because he wants to be the manager of the underground club, right? So he was saying that the test was glitching because the words and numbers were moving on the screen, and they're like, well, you can't, take it over again. We're not letting you. You have to throw glitter for the rest of your life. Well, he's gonna, and then, but then the manager was like, you can take it over, but you can't, he got caught trying to go see Brian again, but actually he saw the woman. But anyway, so they're like, you can't go back to that realm, or else you'll get 2 more strikes. If you get 2 more strikes, you can't retake that test. So he's enamored with the woman, and he wants to go see her, but yet he wants his job and to retake this test. So there's that fight, I don't know. There's a lot to it. It's like I'm building, like it's not just spice.
Okay, so I'm back to so we have an ogre. We have a human woman.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm thinking size and fit here.
Yeah, that's the fun part.
I mean, it's just like I'm wondering how this is going to. Is he going to sprinkle? What do you call it? Glitter or dust? Sprinkle. Is this like a magical shrinking dust so that the
Well, he's like did you see the movie Little Monsters? Like Howie Mandel
Yeah,
was like he wasn't like huge. He was sort of human size. Like I'm not making him like enormous, but I have read paranormal romances where they are big, where they
I have too.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I've turned them off. I've DNF'd them. I'm like, this is gross. So like,
This is gross.
that's what I'm wondering is if we're gonna have like a, I don't know, like how do
I can guarantee you it's not going to be gross. I'm not making it gross. I'm not doing anything where it's totally weird.
Like I'm getting ready to stretch my ears. and the way you stretch your ears is you put this cylindrical thing that starts.
So you think like she's gonna have to prepare,
right? So I'm like wondering the logistics of this.
Look at Chelsea's face. I'm just watching Chelsea like,
yeah,
what is happening?
So, my apologies all for that, but that is what I'm trying. That's what I'm trying to suss out here.
I haven't gotten to that part yet, but when I do, I'll keep that.
Well, if it would help, I can videotape myself stretching my food.
Oh, where is
it?
Oh gosh. And I can't move because I can't move right now because
your mic's too hot.
I can't laugh. This is so tough. Okay.
Ignore it. But we don't laugh on this show. So.
But this is like my fun thing I'm writing. I like it. I don't know. Women love a lot of. This is a very niche like genre. Like a lot of women love it. I have fun. You can make it funny. You can make it heartwarming. I know you guys are looking at me like I'm nuts, but I'm telling you, like
no, it's really... the number one genre. It's a billion-dollar industry.
Yeah,
I wanted to talk about that. You say that and I did. I went down the threads rabbit hole, and they were talking about how romance is not only does it get dogged on all the time.
Yeah.
Their yuck is yummed or whatever that you said. Not only does that happen, but they were saying that it's one of the most, what did they say? Volatile genres because of deceit behind the scenes and things like this of like, this is what it's going to be about, but then it's this. And they were saying that like, there's a bunch of different levels of truth in these advertisements for these books, and oftentimes it's not what they see, but still it is romance is the number one written and sold.
Yeah, and that I don't know if you're talking about like deceit with like spice levels or quality, there's that's another thing, like because of Amazon and everything, there's tons of books, like there's tons of romance is probably one of the most written genres. Fantasy, you're lucky because I feel like that's really hard to write, and the word count is so high. Like I don't think many people want to be like, I'm gonna write a fantasy book because it's hard. Like you have to build a whole world and make maps, and it's not just writing like Barbie met Ken and they fell in love. It's not like that, it's so much more.
And I think with fantasy, you can open a book and 3 pages in know if it is well written or not.
Yeah.
With romance, because, and again, we talked about this last week. When we talk about levels, we don't talk about levels of good or bad. We talk about on different levels of expectation.
Yeah.
So your level of expectation when reading a romance is going to be much more forgiving to get to the plot and see what's going to happen than it would be in fantasy. If I open a fantasy and I see this obvious ChatGPT written, or obvious like this person is just trying to make a money grab, or really this person doesn't know quite what they're talking about, like I'll DNF it. I'm not going to write a review. I'm not going to bash them. It's just like it's just not for me.
That's what I do. I do the same thing. I just stop. I'm like, if I can tell the writing is poor, like you can, and that's what my publisher said. She's like, you know what, you can write a well written romance. Like you don't have to write it like everybody else is writing it real fast and all. She's like, there's no, you don't have to be bad. You could do something that is like everyone thinks is like low on the total pole. You could do it well. And I try to do that. And I tried it. And I do this now on purpose even more make everything very unique because I don't want people thinking. I don't want to write to market. I don't want to write hockey. I don't want to write cowboy. I don't want to write billionaire. I don't want to write like any of that stuff because and women search that, and I would make a ton more money if I was like billionaire hockey romance cowboy like book, I'd probably make thousands a month, but I refuse to do that because first of all, it's like not my story. I don't want to write it or read it. And secondly, there's so many accusations of copying. Like there's too many out there, and I can write something that even came from my own head that looks just like,
Hey,
like somebody
everybody
else's
listen.
book.
Where else are you going to get ogre? If not from Dan? No cowboy hockey millionaire here. We're talking ogre.
We do ogres and no, that's different. And actually, like that would probably be the only thing that I'm writing to market. But even that is not writing to market because my storyline is really off the wall. And I
love it though.
Yeah,
what you just said with the little bit you shared, I was like, yeah.
I try to do that. Like my books, like one, the girls are very strong. They're not. I have a lot of issues with. I won't say the author's name, but I started a book. And I had to DNF it right away because I was so mad at how careless this was written because they put a woman in a position where she could have been killed. Like the first, she was, and I don't want to even say what it is because it's a really popular book. And
okay.
Chelsea, let's tell Dana how this works. You are free to drop names.
But when I do get famous, I'll be in trouble. They'll watch this podcast.
Because what happens is that's what gets cut.
Oh, okay.
When I throw it up. So
I'll tell you.
Yeah, you can name names and name plots and all this stuff. You can say, "Do you think I'm going to leave the word?" No, that's coming out. So that is where the magic of post comes in.
Oh yeah, I forgot your post production.
Yeah, you're 100% able to say anything you want, and that goes out when the main reason I do post is so that nobody gets in trouble.
Yeah. Because we said, please save us.
That's the main reason.
Me. But okay, so I read. You know what? Honestly, I don't know if she was indie and then got picked up by a publisher, if she's always been. But anyway, the first freaking scene. Oh God, the first scene. She's and this guy, and she like. What is he telling females? Like, this is okay as long as he's hot? Like, because he's hot. Like, that was okay. And I put it down. I'm like, I'm not reading this. Like, this is so dangerous. Like, I know it's a book.
Yeah.
But there's some level that I have of, like, I am protecting girls. I don't want them reading something by me where I'm making girls do irresponsible things. This is horrible. Like, and women are reading this and like it's being normalized. I'm not against spice. I'm not against it because I do know that some women, especially my age, struggle really bad with intimacy and things change and they need some help. I totally get that, but at least write it in a way where it's safe. And I know it's just a book, but it's like if it's a romance, like if it's erotica, do whatever you want. And if people want to read that, like, like the dark erotica, cool. I have no problem with that. But at least, like you said, don't try to make it into something it's not. Don't like you were saying, like, don't be deceptive. Like, don't deceive the reader. Like, if it's dark, let them know. You don't have to do all the triggers, but just that label, like, oh, this is a dark erotica. We know what's going to be in there. You can kind of guess.
So would you say that, and this is a question because you're in the romance field, and I think Micah and I probably know what what you would answer with, but I think it's important for even anybody to be watching this, author or reader or to be author or whatever. But would you say that there is a lot of romance books out there that have been mislabeled for the sake of calling it romance when it really should be called erotica or very dark romance or anything like that?
I hate to say this because I'm basically an indie author too. I'm with a small indie press, but I really do think it started with indie authors, specifically like 50 Shades of Grey and all that. Like they were they were labeling that as romance books, and it kind of just, then the big publishers were like, whoa, look at how much money this is making. Like, women are loving this, you know? So then, you know, they're retitling and regenering everything as romance when really it's erotica. I feel like romance books generally, if they have spice in them, it's 2 scenes. Now there's like, I don't even know if I can say this word on scene, oral sex scene, followed by 1 to 3 sexy. You know what I mean? There's like so many different things in there. It's like, that's erotica. Like, I feel like once you get past, if you're more than 2 sex scenes or 2 intimacy scenes, like, that's erotica. Like, that's not a romance anymore. Your main focus now is the sexual part of it, not the falling in love. Where me, like, I'm truly trying to write rom-coms. Like, I want you to, my goal is to not only make you feel the feels and like the ooh, but also to laugh your butt off. Like, I want you to laugh and have like one of my favorite, and I adore Seth Rogen. Like, I love Seth Rogen and Judd Apatow, and I kind of like really like just watch everything they do. And this is beautiful. Like, it's so well done. Like, that's the kind of stuff I like and I live for, which is why I don't belong in romance and I hang out with fantasy guys, because I just feel like I don't belong anywhere. Like, there's no little genre section for me. I just know, but like, I'm not like them, and it's hard. It's been really hard to market myself and find my place in this literary world.
I totally get that. And let's put a stop here, just so everyone knows, everyone watching, listening. Again, we've said this before. This is strictly conversation, right? We're not saying do this, do that. We're not saying if you do this, you're wrong. You're not wrong. You're doing you, and continue to do you. This happens to be the 3-person panel that we have, and so this is the opinions of the 3-person panel. If there was a different person on the panel, there may be a different opinion. Guess what? Their opinion is not wrong either. It's an opinion. So don't get feisty. You know, don't worry about
come at me. No, and right. I'm not saying I read all of it. Like, I'll read everything. And there's sometimes, even when I've said this before, I've read things that I thought I wasn't going to like, and I love them, like, so I'm always I'm contradicting myself sometimes. So, I mean, it's not that I don't like, I'm just saying for me, it's hard to find like how to market myself or how to market my books, because it's just not your typical romance genre books. But I mean, some people like them, I guess. I don't know.
I'm sure they do. It's a good thing. It's a good thing to write and like you said, I love what you said earlier. You're not writing to market. I think that's the most important thing. I really do.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoy like the whole thing of this. I like, being on the Discord. I love this, and even watching you guys every week. I love my new way of doing my notes.
I'm still waiting for my $400. That is going straight to the sex bot.
But yeah, this is like, I'm having a blast. Like, if I'm never famous, I don't care. I really don't care. In my head, I'm happy. So that's what writing brings me, and it is what it is.
That's what it's all about, is writing for you, having fun on the journey, and connecting with awesome people. It's like, it's not a competition.
No.
Micah and I have always said, make it a healthy competition amongst friends.
Yeah.
And because we'll always joke with each other, did you do this? Darn it, I have to do this.
Yeah.
It's like, and that's a healthy competition. But don't make it a toxic competition where it's like everybody's trying to outsell each other.
All right, so enough of Dana. I don't want any more of that. Chelsea, what you got?
that was freaking hilarious. Jesus. But so last week, I shared my true story with the editor situation. And first off, thank you all for reaffirming the sharing that story, because I think I told Micah like 60 times now, I was terrified to share that story just for a multitude of reasons, not just the, trying to whine or anything like that, but also the like speaking out about it, because in this community, it is like the intensity of people sometimes, I don't have the energy for it. I'm like, let's not turn into ogres or monsters or anything like that, right? So yeah, but that being said, there's been a few of you that have spoken out, and it's just been like really cool to see that and to reaffirm that, sharing that story, because at the end of the day, it's incredibly important to share your experiences so that other people are warned or can learn something from it so that they don't make the similar decision that leads into the same path. So that being said, I have an editor, and I'm not saying her name yet because I don't know if she wants to be talked about yet, but I'm really excited. She starts the final, what we'll call a master edit, because of conversations and, just wanting to make sure everything's pretty. I want to make sure it's the best book there is, because it is a standalone, and it's essentially like, I'm going to be putting this as my face moving forward. Right. And I want to use it and leverage it for exposure and for showing people this world. And it was a passion project through and through. So I want it to be the best version it can be. So that being said, it's going into a master edit starting on this Monday. And I'm so freaking pumped for it, because this is it. Like, I feel really good. There's a couple of things I'm just reviewing. Captain Nibs, anybody who sees on the socials, is my sea turtle, and he's very sassy and he's lovable and he's kind of taken over. Brian made a joke the other day, and he goes, Sozar and Captain Nibs 2029. I was like, it was Sam Webb, I think. And so she's awesome too. We have to have her on. But she said that, and I was like, WTF, that is the best thing. I'm like, Sozar is my lovable dragon from the main saga, Captain Nibs from the standalone. We're going to conquer the world. So yeah, I'm super excited. I feel really good. I'm so at peace about everything that's happened now and just the direction everything's going. I have not done any outlining for like 5 days. But can I just tell you one thing? I get my query edits back tomorrow. And I'm the final edits, and I'm so freaking pumped. And I'm going to start querying next week.
So I don't know if we've talked about this much or ever really. Do people know why we continue to call this the query project, right? We always refer to it as a query project. It is because Chelsea has decided, of course, she is self-published, she's independent, she does all this herself, as we do. But this one, she has decided to take on the challenge, the experience, the emotional roller coaster, I'm sure, of querying this, of taking it to the next level. So, seeking representation, seeking an agent, trying to do that thing. So, the thing. So that's why it is called the Query Project. And
So I'm really excited. We call it the Query Project. It's been years in the making. Literally, like, it took me 9 months to do development edits because I wrote book 4, worried about that, was like dreading getting back into the query project edits, because the longer it went, the monster started getting bigger in my head, and I was like, what's going to be on the other side when I open the manuscript? So, and then it ended up being like the best piece I've ever written, and my editor, the OG editor, who is, he's my emperor. He was just like, holy crap. He's like, you succeeded. What you set out to do, you succeeded. And I was like, that's like the greatest compliment I've ever heard. So I'm really excited. Like, Micah already hit a nail on the head. I'm really doing this for the journey. And in fact, I was hesitant about querying because of what we had discussed earlier this year about the trend for indie authors, and seeing it and experiencing it myself as an indie author. Been in this field for a few, 4 years now? I don't even know. And seeing the trend with the gaining traction indie authors have on readers. And I thought to myself, well, maybe I don't need to query. But Micah was like, WTF, biatch, if you don't query, I will punch you. And I was like, okay, I will query. So
at this point, you have your independently published saga that is continuing to grow into standalones. You have cemented yourself a spot in that sphere. So to not query would be to do yourself an injustice. It would
after years of like saying I'm going to query.
Just if for nothing else, just the experience.
Yeah. I'm excited. I'm going to say this now. My dragons have saddles. So it's a Dragon Rider book. It's so under like somebody else, which I will not trigger about. But
can can I tell you that because we have Dana on and we were talking about ogre booty, when you said your dragons have it starts with an S word, I was thinking you were going to talk about your dragons having sex, and I was like, okay,
That's a whole other book.
I was like, A, okay, that's fine. B, why was that pertinent to the conversation?
It's the dark side of the Borellian
What is
saga.
going on with your mic right now?
Mine?
Who's Mike?
Who is just like clicking their mic?
Oh, no, it was me. I was clicking a pen. I had to stop. Sorry.
Okay. Enough about
I
me.
broke my rule.
You did. That's funny.
Enough about me, Micah.
So,
Talk about you. Where we at with Singing Blade? What's going on?
I ain't got nothing to talk about.
Bull ass, bro. Like, what's going on?
No, yeah, nothing really. Yeah, still rocking it. I think I told you last week. I think I have a way to tie this up at like 140, 150,000 words, which I'm really stoked about. Yeah, I'm really excited because so the main thing happened, and now there's this mad escape of the surviving party, and some of the party got split. So I'm like, dude, like, do I continue on to the next step, or do I wrap everything up that has happened and start the next book on that next step of their journey? So I think I've got it figured out to where I can wrap everything up. You've read some of it, Chelsea. Like, I won't have any trouble giving people enough girth, enough.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, it's like it'll be there. It'll be there. I'm not trying to steal anybody's word count, but I think I can do it justice by starting the next phase. And I can't tell you. I will tell you this. I can't tell you this. I can't. I'll cut it. But so, and Dana, you don't know much about it, but there's a lot of romance in it. Heavy romance.
Oh no, I heard you mention that. Yeah.
So
That's exciting. I love, and Dana, you've already touched on this, which is why I'm excited to read your book that I got. But I love the softness of romance. And that's why it's like, I don't really read dark romance stuff because, and Mike and I talked about this, it is not for me. I'm I know it's a huge niche market. People love it. It's not for me. I love the friends to lovers. I love the tenderness. I love the intimacy of that companionship and what that means for two people. Yeah. Like, and that journey of what love can symbolize, which is why, like, even I brought up with book 5, I was nervous about, because I was like, I think we're branching into a romance, and it's like, to do it justice, but that softness. And so I'm really excited, Micah, because that's beautiful, bro.
Yeah, that's
beautiful.
That is romance. Yeah, that is romance.
And the whole, like I said, Act 1 ends 84,000 words in. So for 84,000 words, it is Indril and Iliadara's love and Ishel's unrequited love, as he is their best friend, but he also loves her, and she loves him. And like, dude, it's
way too emotional for this, dude. I'm way too emotional.
Is it a love triangle, sort of?
It's not a love triangle. So Indril is the prince of Isildur, and Iliadara was adopted when her kingdom was leveled, and so they've grown up together. Okay. But Indril's best friend is Ishel. And where Indril is this prince, this swordsman. I've got him shirtless like all the time, just because I am. There is a lot of romance, but where Indril is just this golden god of a young man, and he's a master swordsman, and he's becoming king. Ishel is like this frail, freckly, pale. His hair is just a cotton ball, and so. And Iliadara is obviously just the diamond. She's just gorgeous. She's beautiful. Yeah. And so Indril and Iliadara obviously are romantic. And Ishel, from childhood, from the first time he saw her, and I have a scene in the beginning where it goes back to where he first. I've let Chelsea read that. It's beautiful. But he compares her beauty to like the flowered fields of the Western wood.
So Shakespearean. I love it.
Right. So it's so good, but so that whole relationship builds for 84,000 words, and then the attack happens, and Indril and Strin are.
That's I'm gonna die. So it's cool.
Yeah.
I've already told Micah, you got to do this, dude. You're sending tissue boxes, custom tissue boxes.
I'm gonna do custom.
That's a good idea. I like that.
I found a company that does six tissues in a little wrap, and they'll put your logo on it.
I love that.
Yep. Awesome. I guarantee you will cry. I let my brother read the intro, the prologue, but the severity of the father holding the son that is dying, like when I talk about like his breath sounding like a rake dragged over rocks, and like all this stuff, and like just the intensity. My brother's like, dude, I had to stop. I cried. I had to come back to it. I was like, get ready for 140,000 words.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So,
I'm so freaking pumped, dude. Yeah. So, bigger question: are you feeling good about your editing goal for August?
Yes. Yep. And we've talked, and again, we won't say her name. The hero, the heroine that has come to Chelsea's rescue is also going to be editing my book now.
Cool.
I love the girl that I was going to go with, but this hero, this unnamed, she's a good friend, and she's incredibly talented, and I feel more comfortable having somebody that I know and trust. So I'm super stoked for that. So I will have it to her August 1st. I will have it to her.
I have a quick question, because I don't know how this works, because my books just go and then she edits them. But like, how do you pick an editor? Do you like audition them? Like, how do you know that they're good? Like,
you can audition them. They'll do a sample edit, maybe like 10 pages.
Oh, okay.
And you'll see their style. You'll see what they catch, what they change, what they like, what they don't like. And you track all the changes and all that. So you can definitely, if they don't offer one, don't do it.
Yeah.
Because they should definitely offer one. And then you'll see it if you like it. And like with Chelsea, she liked what she got from this first editor, but just the ensuing,
all that fun stuff. It, like I said, it wasn't the work. It was not the work. It was the way she started treating me, and I was like, and the money and the dishonesty around that.
Yeah.
So but no, sample edits are really important, and that's why I'm super excited. I mean, the heroine that has come to save the Dragon of Dread Deep, and who's going to be working with Micah. Gosh, her sample edit was freaking awesome. I was like, this is glorious. Like, wow.
And the reason we're not saying her name is because she's well known and well loved in the community, and she is going to she wants to branch out and make this a service. And we don't want people like inundating her with requests and things like that, because she has told us I'm not ready to make this public yet.
Yeah. She's on her way, but when she's ready, we will brag for sure.
Yeah, we'll sing her name from the mountaintops. Yeah,
cool.
From the ether.
Yes, from the ether. So anyways, yes. So that's my update. That's my update. I'm pumped. I'm working on a dialogue between the two main powers of the story. Right now, that is a lot of fun. I came up with this great metaphor where the good power. He tells the bad guy, he's like, after the bad guy explains why he did it, he's like, something like, you're a surgeon amputating a completely healthy body. And so he's like, there was no reason to do this. You were doing something that didn't need to be done. You're a surgeon amputating. Yeah. And then he comes back, he says, I'm not a surgeon, I'm an architect rebuilding.
Ooh, I like that.
It's like, it turned out really well. So I'm working on that dialogue, but it's such a heavy pinnacle point between these two powers that that's taking me some time.
It takes a minute, man. I gotta tell you, the power dialogue, when you have characters like that, it takes an entirely different level of focus and creativity to do that.
It's not just back and forths that that just come to your mind, but it's like, dude, this is pivotal to the
every
entire,
single line
Yeah.
is like well thought out. Like when
Yeah.
in book 4, I waited all 4 books for Morai and Henry to finally meet. And Henry is the antagonist. Like he is like, this is everything is coming to him across all multiple storylines.
Yeah.
And it's like to have those two in a room together because Morai is so powerful.
Right.
And it's like, holy crap. I think I must have rewrote that like 2 or 3 times and just like,
but do
getting
you
it
think
together.
Because you're on like your 4th or 5th book, do you think that you're improving on like knowing your characters and like what they're going to say? I just had this whole conversation the other day with another author, like, you know, as you keep going with the series, like you stop writing like what you would say and you really get into their mind, and that's a skill for an author.
Yeah.
Like a lot of authors, like they just write what they would say for that character when really you're writing a character. I don't know, like that's how you make a character strong, is if you really know how to get into that mindset. They
start talking to you.
Yeah.
You're just the fingers. They're the voice that are talking, and that's why it's like. And Micah and I talked about this, like, what's our writing process like? And that's like I write by character, like what's my mood per character, because I won't write my Dragon Rider Cyrus if I'm in the mood to be a authoritarian, you know, with a bad temper, spiraling out of control Morai with a soft spot, because he still has a soft spot, you know. And it's like, so you have to be in that right mindset to make that.
Now, how do you do that? Do you skip scenes? Like, how do you?
I have storylines.
Yeah, stop right here, Dana. If you don't understand how Chelsea writes these books, it blows my freaking mind. I don't understand it, especially
this is blowing my mind.
Yeah, so I come from you know, my style is very third person omniscient. So there's an omniscient narrator, and yes, you can get into soft POVs wherever that lands, but mine is an omniscient narrator. Chelsea, we've dealt with this before, but people got to know. Walk us through how you write. It's crazy, man. Do it.
So limited.
First of all, let me say, I am ceding my time. I am ceding. We had Dana time. We'd have Chelsea time. This is supposed to be Micah time.
Oh, sorry.
We're not even worried about that. I am ceding my Micah time so that Chelsea can explain this. This is crazy.
I don't even know what's crazy about it, but it's like, so I write third person, past limited, whatever that word is. Don't even. So I'm always in their head. I don't do it like Mike, or it's the omnipresent. It's like, you know, you can see and feel everything. But my characters, I have 3 POVs, and I break them up by documents. So I write all his chapters in one document, Syra's in one document, then Cyrus is in one document.
Yeah.
And then, because I can't and then, so once I get this, because all their outlines are done separately too. So like I have my notebooks, you know, it's like I literally sticky note, and it's like chapter 1 through 20, here's Morai, you know, chapter 1 through 20, here's Syra, chapter 1, you know, you get the idea. And then when I finish their storylines and I do an edit through their storylines, I build the manuscript. And so then I get a notebook and I write multicolored pen, you know, per each character has their own color. And then I build the manuscript. And then once I'm happy with that, then I will build it on the document. And then I'll do another edit to see how it flows.
Oh my God. That's a lot. Were you like the kid?
I love it.
Were you the kid in school that took like crazy notes and like folded the pages all fun and like I feel like you were that kid.
I was drawing and I was effing off in class.
Oh, okay. I was like, was she the one that was like really?
Because I was bored.
Obviously,
I'm a hardcore note taker. Yeah, I love note taking.
Yeah.
When she first explained that to me, I was just like, I was exhausted just hearing the explanation.
Yes. Oh my God.
I was like, my mind is blown, dude. Like,
what? I can't. I don't know how you do it, where it's like you go by chapter by chapter, and it's like if it's a different character, you jump right into that. Like I could not do that. Like I'm in a mood. Like if Syra is talking to me, which she talks to me a lot right now, like it's strictly her I want to work with.
And I will tell you, and Dana knows this because she stole my outlining program. But so when I do my outlining program, every chapter is already very built. before I even go into actually writing the book. So if I go in like yesterday, I was supposed to be working on those that party that got split from the main party. I wasn't feeling it. I was drawn to the Strin Adamus confrontation. So since that was chapter 26 and the Strin Adamus conversation was chapter 29, I can simply just go to that chapter because I keep each chapter in its own document.
Which is crazy.
I do that.
And once it's done, I download it in Word in Word, and then I put it into the main manuscript, and then I do it from there. So then I have these chapters. So if I'm so I do the same thing in a way. If I'm feeling this or that, I'll go there.
But she just breaks it down to like character, which I think is even harder. I don't know how to do that.
For her,
because it's like,
but for me, it's like,
like their storylines they're across the world. And it's like, and yes, they're starting to intermingle a lot more because of the main antagonist, but it's like, and the complexity of the plot, but it's like, I can't even, trying to like, if I had to work on one manuscript and jump character, I would lose my mind. Like no.
Yeah. Dude, I'm telling you. I also did want to point out, did anyone else notice that when I was talking about the Indril, Ishel, Iliadara triangle, Chelsea was tearing up?
I was.
Yeah, she was. So that was pretty awesome. I love that.
I was. That's why I'm like, I was feeling really emotional. Like I was like, when you started telling me that, and I'm like, holy crap!
I like that. I love how you like gave the other. I love that. Like that's really creative and very like heartfelt, moving. Like I mean, I would read that. That's good.
And that's the thing. Well, because one of my main influences in all of my creation is Princess Bride.
Oh, it's so pretty.
And that's a love story through and through.
Another Fred Savage classic.
Well, as soon as you said Fred Savage, I'm like, yeah, he's my boy, man. He's my boy. And of course, Wonder Years. I mean, I grew up on Wonder Years.
Me too.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my God.
Anyways, So I'm glad we were able to explain that to Dan. Anyone who didn't know Chelsea's style, it's out there, man. It's cool.
If anybody else does it, I want to know.
Yes, let's hear. Please tell us if anybody else writes like that. I would be very, very curious.
Because it's like so big. It's like I don't know. It's like I mean, we're talking like 160,000 word manuscript.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so big. It's like an ogre.
Oh my God.
It's that big. It's that big, bro.
It's that big, bro. Like even if I did a dual POV, like let's say I did a standalone, it was a dual POV, I would still split it up.
Yeah.
Like still, and then build it at the end.
Yeah, I don't know.
Crazy.
Oh,
So,
God.
anyways, is that pretty much all we got today?
Feeling pretty damn good.
Yeah, I feel like we covered a lot.
I do too. I like it. Let's do now something that we always do when we have a guest is we make the guest who doesn't know at all how we exit our shows give us our outro. So Dana, take it away.
Wait, oh no, I don't remember that. I don't know how you do that. What do I say? No, there's no outro. Is there an outro? You're stressing me out.
Everyone is who were kidding? There's only like 4 people left. This has been an hour. Well, of course I am going to take out like probably 30 minutes of all the
yeah, a lot.
But all right, here we go. Thank you everyone for watching. We appreciate it. Make sure you comment, subscribe, like, bell, all that stuff helps out on the algorithm. I have been, as always, Dana Storino.
I've been Micah.
And I've been Chelsea.
And you have been a beautiful audience. Bye.
Bye.